As we stand here, 1 month into 2026, what's the big takeaway? The market is demanding more from us. It's no longer just about opening doors or putting signs in yards. It's about being truly expert level communicators, educators, and strategists. While still faces challenges, it's starting to contribute more significantly to the inventory pool. Builders are adapting, finding efficiencies, and bringing more homes online. Hey, future-focused real estate professionals, I'm Monica Dunlap, broker and owner of Totally About Houses, and I'm so glad you're here. It's already 2026, and I think it's fair to say that the dust from all those New Year's predictions is finally settling. Remember all those forecasts from December, the crystal balls, the bold declarations, the cautious optimism? Well, now it's time for a reality check. Because let's be honest, the experts think it's going to happen, and then there's what's actually happening on the ground, in our neighborhoods, in our open houses, and in our closing rooms. My goal today is not just to recap the national trends, but to equip you with the insights that will make a tangible difference in you and your business right now. As we push into February and gear up for what promises to be a pivotal spring market. Today, we're diving deep into 3 critical areas. First, the true state of mortgage rates and what they mean for buyer affordability. Second, the ever-evolving inventory landscape. Are we finally seeing relief, or is it more of the same? And third, why mastering buyer agency isn't just a good idea for 2026, it's absolutely essential for your long-term success. So grab a notepad, settle in, because this isn't just theory, this is actionable intelligence for your real estate career. Let's kick things off with the big one, mortgage rates. For what feels like years now, the movement or lack thereof of interest rates has been the primary driver of market sentiment. We started 2025 with the hopes of dropping interest rates significantly. And while they did fluctuate, they mostly hovered in that 6.5% to 7.5% range for much of the year. As we stand here in late January 2026, the data points are becoming clearer. The consensus among leading economists looking at inflation data, Fed policy, and Treasury yields is projecting mortgage rates to settle around that 6.3% mark for a fixed 30-year conventional loan for the majority of 2026. I know what some of you are thinking. Monica, that is not the 5%. That's not the game changing we were hoping for. And you'd be right, it's not the dramatic drop that would unlock a flood of new buyers. However, 6.3% is still a noticeable step down from where we were at the peak of 2025, where rates touched over 8%. This slight easing occupied with a period of relative stability is incredibly important. Why? Because stability breeds confidence. Buyers who have been sitting on the sidelines for months, if not years, waiting for the perfect rate are slowly starting to realize that perfect might not be coming anytime soon. A stable 6.3% allows them to do the math, to budget, and to plan with more certainty. Think about it. At 8%, $400,000 mortgage had a payment of roughly $29.35 before taxes and insurance. At 6.3%, that same mortgage drops to approximately $24.76. That's a savings of over $450 a month. For many first-time home buyers, although stretched thin, that difference is significant. It expands their purchasing power, or at least makes the existing options more palatable. What this means for you as an agent is a shift in conversation. It's no longer about waiting for rates to plummet. It's about educating your buyers on the new normal and showing them how current rates, while higher than years past, are still historically reasonable and allow for significant wealth building through home ownership. You need to be able to articulate the long-term benefit, the potential for refinancing down the road, and how a stable payment allows for planning. This is your moment to be the calm, informed voice in a somewhat turbulent financial landscape. Embrace the 6.3% as an opportunity, not a limitation. Let's tackle the elephant in every room for the past few years, inventory. Are we finally seeing relief on the supply side, or are we stuck in the same frustrating cycle of too many buyers and not enough homes? The early data from January 2026 is, dare I say, cautiously optimistic. We are observing a noticeable, all but gradual, rise in active listings across many markets nationwide. Not a tsunami, but a steady trickle that could build into a meaningful stream as we head into spring. So what's driving this? A few factors are at play. Some homeowners who have been reluctant to move due to their low interest rates, the golden handcuffs phenomenon, are starting to realize that life events, job changes, or growing families are pushing them to make a move. Regardless of their current rate, they're recognizing that waiting indefinitely isn't a viable option. Second, new construction. While still faces challenges, it's starting to contribute more significantly to the inventory pool. Builders are adapting, finding efficiencies, and bringing more homes online. This is particularly true in key growth markets. Third, and this is crucial, we are seeing a slight increase in properties that might not be brand new, but represent opportunities. Properties that perhaps didn't sell last year, or homes coming on the market due to probate, divorce, or relocation. These are the homes that require a keen agent's eye and a proactive strategy. What does this mean for you? It means the game is suddenly changing. While it's still largely a seller's market in many areas, the intensity of multiple offers has already begun to cool slightly on some properties. For buyers, it means a slightly larger pool of options, which can ease their frustration. Your role here is to be a master of market intelligence. You need to be hyper-local in your analysis. National numbers are a guide, but your specific zip code might be seeing a much different picture. Are certain price points seeing more inventory than other? Are particular neighborhoods finally getting more listings? Use your MLS data, connect with other agents, and become the most knowledgeable person about inventory in your farm area. Furthermore, this slight increase in inventory is your cue to sharpen your listing presentation. While homes might still sell quickly, buyers will have a little more choice and they'll be more discerning. Professional staging, high quality photography, compelling marketing, copy. These aren't just nice to haves anymore. They're essential to make your listing stand out. This is where you differentiate yourself and your client's property. So let's talk about a skill that in 2026 isn't just beneficial, but absolutely non-negotiable for your success: mastering buyer agency. With the seismic shifts brought about the industry changes, the role of the buyer's agent has been reevaluated, redefined, and frankly, elevated in importance. For too long, in some circles, the value of a buyer's agent was implicitly understood, or perhaps even taken for granted. Those days are over. In 2026, you must be able to clearly articulate your value proposition, demonstrate your expertise, and yes, secure that buyer agency agreement from the very first substantive conversation. Why is this so critical now? First, clarity and transparency. Buyers are more informed and sometimes misinformed than ever before. They have questions about compensation, about fiduciary duty, and about who truly represents their best interest. You as a professional are responsible for providing that crystal clear understanding from the onset. This isn't about being confrontational, it's about being professional and confident in your worth. Second, protection for you and your client. A signed buyer agency agreement formalizes your working relationship. It outlines the services you will provide, the responsibilities of both parties, and how you will be compensated. This protects you from dedicating time and resources to a buyer who may ultimately work with another agent, and it ensures your buyer understands the commitment. For the buyer, it guarantees they have a dedicated advocate working solely on their behalf, navigating complex contracts and negotiations. Third, differentiation in a market where professionalism is paramount. Being the agent who confidently and transparently secures a buyer agency agreement sets you apart. It shows you are serious, knowledgeable, and committed to providing a high level of service. It builds trust. So, how do you master it? It starts with your mindset. You are a highly skilled professional providing invaluable service. Believe that and own that. Develop a clear, concise value proposition. What specific services do you offer that truly benefit a buyer? Is it your negotiation skills, your market insights, your network of trusted vendors, your ability to spot hidden issues in a property? Articulate these clearly and passionately. Practice your conversation. Role play with a colleague. Don't wait for the actual client meeting. Have a smooth, confident delivery for explaining the agreement, addressing common objections, and securing that signature. Focus on educating your client, not selling them. Frame it as a mutual commitment to their success. Educate yourself on local nuances. Every state and sometimes even local board has specific requirements for best practices around buyer agency. Know yours inside and out. Mastering buyer agency in 2026 isn't just about adapting to new rules, it's about embracing a higher standard of professionalism that ultimately serves both you and your clients better. This is the skill that defines successful buyer representation for the decade to come. As we stand here, 1 month into 2026, what's the big takeaway? The market is demanding more from us. It's no longer just about opening doors or putting signs in yards, it's about being truly expert level communicators, educators, and strategists. The slight easing in mortgage rates, while not dramatic, offers a glimmer of stability that can encourage more serious buyers. The gradual increase in inventory, while welcome, means we need to sharpen than ever in our listing presentations and hyper-local in our market knowledge. And the evolution of the buyer agency is forcing us to articulate our value with confidence and clarity, building stronger, more transparent relationships with our clients. The agents who will thrive in 2026 are those who embrace these shifts, who commit to continuous learning, and who put their clients' best interests at the heart of everything they do. This isn't just about riding the wave, it's about learning to surf in new conditions. I want to hear from you. What are you seeing in your local market right now? Are you experiencing more buyers or more sellers? Are inventory levels truly shifting where you are? Drop a comment below. I read every single one, and your insights are incredibly valuable to our community here at Totally About Houses. Before we wrap up, if you found this market forecast helpful, if it gave you some actionable insights or just clarified some of the noise, please do me a favor, like this video. It really helps us reach more agents like you. Subscribe to How to Be a Successful Realtor with Monica Dunlap channel so you don't miss any of our future training, market updates, and expert interviews. And don't forget to hit that notification bell so you're always the first to know when we drop new content. We're here to help you build an extraordinary real estate business, one informed decision at a time. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm Monica Dunlap, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.